Animation, ninth episode, Mushoku Tensei, third season. We have now made ourselves up to the Flying Fortress. Nanahoshi is not in a great spot. Plenty of questions revolving around Perugius, the functions itself of where we're at, and what else little things we have going on underneath. Made for last week's episode feeling very intriguing for me. I think really ramped it up in the aspect of really expanding on things lore wise, but also giving our characters reasons for potentially acting out of line. Like we're in a weird spot where it feels as though Perugius or somebody, like, our reason for being here should be very non-aggressive, I guess. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but there shouldn't be any conflict or altercations that actually occur while we are here. But we did lay a trap a little bit here or there throughout last time that I think can really spring what will become that sort of issue, to make this more of like a grand and explosion of an arc than just something that's a simple lore drop and then we dip and we're on our way. And I think the big thing that kind of is going to be the tipping point to at least start us off here is going to be Nanahoshi in her own illness for causing us to stay here. So I'm excited to see where that goes. Forgive me throughout this if I don't have the most energy or not. I have not feeling great. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but mustering up all the energy I got right now to try and get this recorded and up, as I'm already a day late. Share the Patreon for early access and time reactions. If you like it all, like and subscribe. And feel free to stick around for the discussion on the concepts that are seriously going with the ninth episode of Mushoku Tensei Season 3.
意識はまだ戻らず、血を吐いた原因も分かっていない。食材のユルズは他者から体力や健康を移し替えるという能力を
That's an interesting ability.
大抵の病気なら治してしまうようだ。
But this, different, because she's out of world.
七星が倒れたと考えている。強く責任を感じてしまい、治療の協力を代わろうとしてくれない。
So it is a little of what I talked about could be last time, where Sylphie may have overdone it a little bit. She used both hands when she did.
では証拠を調べよう。は、俺も手伝います。ならん。部外者を書庫に入れるつもりはない。
Fair.
七星様の病気が判明しました。ドライン病です。太古の昔、人の魔力が今よりもずっと少なかった頃の病です。
So a manaless
体
being.
に入る魔力を中和できなかった者は例外なく命を落としたと文献にあります。
一応七星の状況に一致しなくもないです。
Yeah, lines up with everything I'm aware of.
あるんですか？
わかりません。ただ7000年ほど前、人の魔力が強くなったことで根絶したとだけ。
7000年前というと第一次神魔大戦の頃か。
七星の時間を停滞させる。その間、地上にいる者に治療法を探させる。我と七星はただの取引相手だ。誰かに借りを作ってまで助けはせぬ。
I hold no responsibility to.
被害するなよ。客人である以上、最低限助けはする。だが最大限は助けぬ。我はいずれ復活するラプラスを見つけ、倒すことのみを目的として生きているのだからな。
Anything else is a directoress.
封印といっても限定的なものなのか。
I assume most seals don't, buddy.
奴のことだ。また魔族を引き連れて人族を滅ぼしに来るだろう。
そういう目的がある以上、俺たちを助けるにも限度があるってことか。
Right, everything he does has to be calculated and prepared.
見捨てるとは言って
Yeah, not what he said.
嘘だ。あんたほどの人なら治療法を探すことだってできるはずだ。
Can and will and want to are all different things here.
者が探さねばならぬ道理はない。
ふざけるな。弱者を助けるのは力を持つ者の義務だ。
That's one's mindset.
ミリス教の忌々しい
Yeah.
教義を押し付けるな。
It's
な
different.
んだと。あんたが言ってるのは七星を見捨てるってことだ。助けるならちゃんと最後。
おやめなさい。気持ちはわかりますが、抑えて。こんなことであなたを失いたくはありませんの。
Right, somebody so powerful, you're gonna... You're not in safety.
文句があるなら自分で動いたらどうだ。
Yeah, take it upon yourself.
もそう言って言おう。人を助けるに人を頼るなかれ。だったか。
七星は助けてやりたい。けど、ペルギウスにも限界がある。なら、俺にできることなんて。
what can you do? You put in maximum effort on your own end, or you try and strike some sort of deal, but I don't really think or know of things that would be enticing enough for someone like him. As soon as you have a breakthrough, things get bad again, right? Someone like you, it's already bad.
Can't
take a risk. It would be it. Mm-hmm. Has its limits. Get to live here so freely. Yeah. Depending on how time progresses from the other world too. After finding it for yourself, it means so much more. Common ground. I've been thinking about it this whole time. But it's something.
7000年前では俺を魔大陸に送ってもらうことは可能ですか？
魔大陸？どうするつもりだ？
魔界大帝キシリカ・キシリスを訪ねてみようと思います。
Oh, brother.
人物だ。何でも歴史書によれば、
Spin the wheel.
彼女は7000年前に勃発した神魔大戦の中心人物だったらしい。
Alright, someone's gotta.
彼女を探し当て、治療法を聞くのが今回の計画なのだが。
Do I think she's gonna know? Absolutely not. Do I think that she'll be a strong lead for it though? Yeah.
ザナバとエリナ・リーゼさんは護衛として俺についてきてください。
お任せください、師匠。
わかりましたわ。
僕も行くぞ。
Nah.
故郷に帰りたいっていう七星の気持ちはわかるんだ。行かせてくれ。
I like how eager he is.
何かしてやりたいんだ。
I don't know if it'd be good to have him along though.
わかりました。
Yeah.
いいのか。
はい。
I'm just worried about his own safety.
僕は何をすればいいのかな。シルフィはしばらくここで治療の疲れを取ってほしい。うん。その後は
Just be there for her.
ルーシーの面倒を見ててほしい。俺は長いこと帰れないかもしれないし。
Be the reason for him to make it back, though.
子供にとって良くないことだと思う。シルフィは十分にやってくれたよ。あとは任せて。うん。でもまた腕とかなくさないで。
Yeah. Do you think he'd be willing to let Roxy be transported over there? Maybe not. I mean, they have the whole issue, but he's not coming up, or she's not coming up to their place, so maybe.
ギウスの助力もある。移動時間はほぼゼロだ。いつでも気軽に帰ってこれる。
地下にまたこのような部屋があるとは。
Place is filled, littered with
最も
secrets.
魔界大帝に近かろうとペルギウス様はおっしゃっていました。
ペルギウス様はキシリカ様の居所に心当たりがあると。
無論です。しかし向こうの状況は確認しておりません。ご注意を。
まあ、ダメそうなら一度戻ってきます。
A return. The last return we had to a familiar place was not
こじ開けろ。
はい、師匠。
You mean the mountain?
ところで師匠、ロボットは一体。
鋼のような体と怪力を持ち合わせた男を。
That will be what we call you.
ああ、
I wonder if we find
ミリス教徒はおそらくほとんどいません。
Ryujin and everybody here.
しないようにしてください。
そんなことは分かって。
I don't remember if they ever said where they were going, or just him and the other guy left.
師匠。
何か見えたか。
Oh, there. What the hell?
心当たりってここかよ。
かつてエリス、ルイジェルドと来た。俺にとっては少し嫌な思い出の残る場所。リカリスの町だ。
要素セーバーが
Nope, it's still the wrong picture.
何ですの？
貴様に
So she's just here, but not. Okay, got it.
誰か探しているみたいですわね。そのようですね。
And she's gonna be in the middle of the city already, which is... Cliff's loving this. Little payout. It's only natural, you know? A horse.
こいつはあの時の。
Yeah. Is he better now?
ああ、ロキシーの昔のパーティーメンバーの方でしたわね。
何それ。エリナ・リーゼさん、その話詳しく。
Couldn't catch me up.
通訳してくださいな。この方はロキシーの知り合いですわ。
Oh, buddy.
ジンジュ、泥沼、ジレープは。
泥沼
And they're not gonna bring back good memories.
火花、アイアンドゥアンザドランタ、アクサヒが。
有国すくさように
イドフ、ウイワワがエゲキウイ。アイアードロー、エゲヌルアザンゼがエゲキウイ。
くそんぞい
レウェンロントゥア、イヒオエヒキムザロ。
Shows how important this is.
ロヒンザパリャンザクセンガ、イギンドエゲキ。
ウィンテアリクスローイントゥエンジンゼクスローイハおやぎろユロクシジルル
Taking the task of just knocking on everybody's door.
ジボーバサギワ
Do you know?
クソコナクソは変存どりレイエテヨになろいばなイクヒセエテヨに
インクソヒレヤテオニ。
レコクヒョクサゾロクサオトユ
三千畜祭せよ。
Yeah, so he's here. Yeah. Did Evan Ryujin come here? Oh, no, okay. His sister, okay.
ユーバーディセレノテイテサコ、オイタオ。ザクソクシ、ヒグサイナトフェアドリニ。
Why not? Uh-oh.
草名の合わんぜ。草木どうかしたのか？
ちょっとお腹が空きましたわ。あそこでみんなの分も買ってきますわ。
僕も行こう。お気をつけて。
No. Oh, I thought he left. I got nervous. I didn't want him to be alone.
あちらで食事を調達していただいております。生きて故郷に帰りたいと思う気持ちは世も少しはわかりますゆえ、こうして手伝いはしますが。
そうなのか。お前は今のせ。
It's great how close everybody's gotten.
な星殿はあれだけ必死なのですから、きっと故郷に大切なものを残してきたのでしょうな。
Things he couldn't
好
imagine.
きなやつと家族って聞いたけどな。
その二つは世には少々わからんものですが。
お前にとっての人形だよ。
Yeah.
なるほど。
Then we must get her back.
確かに大切ですな。
Oh, brother. Glad she just wandered the city. Welcome back.
ほら、お食べなさい。
Yo, pick up, buddy. Pick up, pick up.
なんか
貴様、感謝するぞ。
ああ。
わらわわ。キシリか。キシリ。人呼んで。
So intimidating.
魔界大帝。お主はわらわの命を救ってくれた。さあ、なんでも願いを言うがよい。
The 9th episode closes with us getting an interesting level of continuation for what the series or season itself has kind of provided, which is a lot of callbacks to previous things that we have encountered, places, people, and reminding ourselves of those things and noticing how far we've kind of come, which is exactly almost as this essentially feels. The boiling point being reached for Nanahoshi of getting to this same sort of feeling of desperation that we almost saw her in before, and then being able to reference that back in the envy that she kind of has of Rudy, despite all the things that he's kind of gone through, taking in all the good and the pleasant things that he has within his own life. And then even reflecting it more when it comes to us going back to a continent we've previously encountering numerous characters that we have previously gone through before, and adventuring along that as well. Plus other characters using relationships and things from the past that they've kind of had, similar to like Cliff or Zanabo, where they have these sort of senses of duty or just friendship almost that they want to go into to be the sole reasons for why they're trying to help out and do what they are. And it all kind of builds itself up, which has been kind of a consistent in a build that we've had throughout the entirety of the series, which it keeps trying to do, which is everybody may be a certain way at first. You continue a little bit more, people get closer, they kind of understand things a bit or can start learning it from different perspectives. And then here you are now in a more informed position of different sort of outlooks, privileged even potentially with your own positions that you find yourselves in, and you're able to kind of show some good nature within yourself and actually help out others, or be able to positively kind of like handle certain interactions and improve upon it. It's the normalcy within life itself and how people can grow, but typically some people kind of don't take those things and reflect and positively build off of them and actually become good people by the end of it, right? A lot of times there's people that you'll run into or you find that just are kind of awful, and despite them going through things are still selfish at the end of the day, and how they kind of continue their day to day, placing sole value on themselves, their own success, their own health, everything else, before worrying about and mentioning of others, which is a similar thing that we almost get with Perugius here. Well, he's slightly different, but feeling like he almost falls more in line with that, where he has his own intentions and things and people in which he chooses to protect that he has these relations to. So somebody like Nanahoshi just doesn't maybe fit that mold as well. But it works for all of our other characters as they're able to kind of take those past moments and things, build on it. Rudy's able to handle the conversation that he ends up having with her a lot better than, he would have in previous other seasons and interactions that they've had. We're able to see things like Zanova or Cliff actually have these sort of interest in coming along and helping out. I think it all really is positives that come out of it. It's a little simple and I guess kind of to be expected, like almost perfect in a way. Like if you were to try and write how you ideally want to create this sort of situation, or create how general friendships and things actually work, where people are a little put off by certain things or just aren't as close at first, and naturally, of course, get a little closer and better over time, and then everybody makes the confident and selfless sort of decisions. This kind of perfectly embodies that that idea. But nonetheless, it's still nice. It's still nice to see and actually get out of them being able to go and risk their own lives, risk their own safety and the things that they kind of have going for them in order to kind of be helpful and be there for somebody else, knowing or hoping that maybe they would return the favor one day, and maybe not, right? Maybe we can be selfless in the fact that we just think it's the right thing to do, and that's what we will choose to do. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see. We get Kishirika at the end, who now comes about offering us another lucky eye here. I don't know what the hell's about to happen with these eyes, if we're going to be able to get one, if Cliff's going to power up here. I doubt it. I find that hard to believe, but we'll be able to use her to our own benefit in some sort of way. I find it hard to believe, like truly, that we would go here, simply have a normal encounter and run in with her, and then she's able to give us like the perfect answer for what to do, and then we just kind of go back and we're good, right? Like there has to be some sort of obstacle, whether it's us running into, what was the sister, whatever her name was, us running into her potentially and causing a bunch of havoc for a couple episodes while that comes about, or whether it is getting like us more information and sending us on a further quest or a quest elsewhere that we'll have to go through and revisit. I would assume that that's more likely to me, because I just think that it'd be extremely underwhelming if we just come here, have a random encounter with her, and then we up and leave with nothing else. So I anticipate things to go poorly. I actually anticipate things more likely to stay at this current location and actually have the encounter with the sister, as opposed to us being sent off or venturing off elsewhere instead. I think that would make much more sense for us. Able to transfer health and vigor. Kind of a crazy thing to do, but sure, whatever works for you. Sylphie is feeling a little guilty about feelings that she's the one who caused this. Is she the one who did? No. Is she the one who pushed it probably a little too far, or for what Nanahoshi probably needed at the moment? Sure. Will Nanahoshi look at her with a negative sort of mindset, knowing that she was simply just trying to help her? I find that hard to believe, but of course you're naturally going to be harder on yourself than others probably will. So I can kind of get why Sylphie would be in this position that she is. So we have our conversation about what to do, what's going on. We have an idea, a name of what it is, but we don't know ways of curing. So we're left with Perugius having this vast sort of library of information that we are not allowing anybody else to go into, which in fairness makes plenty of sense. He talks about the rise of Laplace, which he believes will actually happen, despite, Rudy being so stuck in the mindset of he's sealed, nothing's going to happen. Yeah, seals are meant to be broken, they're not, but like in stories they are. So I think it's obvious, you go to a world like this, you probably would assume that any sort of seal won't be able to hold for an extended period of time, and we'll probably have a run-in or encounter with Laplace at some point, or a rise being attempted. And even if it isn't, it works as a failsafe of Perugius having to be who he is. He has to stay in this position regardless of it, which creates a really fun mindset for us to get into. Like I was saying before, of how we've created like this almost idealistic, perfect version of like this friendship and how it should kind of be approached, with all the characters selflessly wanting to just be there to help out somebody who clearly is hurt, sick, in need, and wants to end up just going home. Whereas Perugius falls in line on the opposite end of that of I have no duty to do so, right? Just because somebody is in this position doesn't mean it's my obligation to take control of that. It's my obligation to make sure that I see it through to the end and invest all my time and energy directly into that, which is absolutely right. There's absolutely nothing that says that he needs to. And I don't disagree with him in the slightest, especially if you have other things for you to worry about. And that's where things get tricky sometimes with conversations and stuff, because you can sit here, and believe that you're a perfect being or a being who wants everybody to be healthy and safe and things like that. And sure, I'm sure you do, right? But at the same time, if it comes with the cost of you potentially losing your life or you potentially losing the lives of those who are incredibly important in around you, or maybe even the one life of this sort of person, if you end up investing more time and energy and things into trying to help this out, and then it causes a rise of Lapras, which ends up causing the death of, thousands, hundreds of thousands even, are you going to feel good about it then? You're going to make it feel the mistake that you made of actually letting your guard down and not being fully prepped for any and everything that can actually occur. So I just think Burgess has a lot of sense with what he's saying, and I'm fully on board for him acting out that way. And I like that we do get the little flash to him later where he makes a note of like, I don't want to see her die either, right? Like I'll help you out, I'll do a little, but there's only so much I can give. But at the same time, I'm still going to sit here and worry about it, and it sucks that is the situation. So if I can do anything to help without it actually having to be me or really use up my energy or resources, I absolutely can help you out, which is what we're able to get by getting this teleportation from him. Which I think is good, and it shows this nature of what he's kind of been as a person, or I perceived him to be within the previous episode. His willingness to open up and invite somebody like Nanahoshi over to us, is being fine with everybody else kind of being around here, letting them have free will to just almost walk around and do the things that they want as well. He just seems like he's letting people in with open arms, and he's willing to exchange and trade information and just be a general good person at the end of the day, without seeing necessarily any signs or sides of evil that I would personally take from it. All the characters struggling to find the right words or things to say, and just kind of giving her a place to be, because the people don't really want to hear you say, oh, you're going to get better. Oh, I'm rooting for you, right? Sometimes when you're in a really shitty spot, look at her, she is. You don't really want to hear that. Then she gives a great crash out, which is awesome. Her voice actress, for like the fourth time having to do one of these, absolutely kills it, of course. And I like the way that she draws some sort of comparisons to what's really going on, right? I was excited about being in a world like this. Like, sure, was it scary, and did I not want to be in it at first? Maybe, but I brightened up to it. I found that there might be some positive things that I would want for it and why I would want to be here. But at the end of the day, you miss home. You miss those people that you had before. You miss that life, that connection, the family, those things that you want to return to. Somebody like Rudy had none of that, right? He didn't have that, and he had a free, fresh, clean start that he's able to go through, and he's able to build himself back up and find all of those things that were missing within his life before. So naturally, you would want to stay there. She doesn't even have that sort of luxury, though. She's just kind of stuck. She's in this void state of just, I'm this being who can get sick and can do all of this, but I can't grow past it. I can't, I've been living for years on end, stuck and trapped in the exact same body, unable to move and progress past that. I can't see myself change over time. I can't see myself get taller or stronger or any of this. Like, none of this stuff happens to me. And on top of it, I'm in a magic world without fucking magic. Like, what does that do for me? It really, really has to suck. And I love some of her reasons and the way that she throws it out. Like, I don't want to die, especially in a place like this, right? Dad died, mom got sick, and guess what? At the same time, you're still lucky. You're still lucky that you're in that situation, because when this happens, when I ultimately die and I'm here, who's going to be able to know that? Those people that I had to leave behind, that I left on bad terms, had an argument with the mom, right? Told these people that I was coming back, or I expected to see them at a certain time, wandering, just probably wondering what the hell happened. And this is a fun conversation of like how time's advancing still within that world. Does it just freeze at a certain point? She's going to be able to return and things are going to be of normal, or is it constantly continuing? Is it moving at the same pace? Has it been going on for an extra 8 years where they're just aimlessly like looking for her and hoping that she returns one day and not knowing anything that has actually happened to her? Have they given up hope on that, right? Like, what is going on in that situation, leaving her stressed, wondering of that as well, and knowing that I may never be able to make that right. I may never be able to return. I may never be able to see them again. And even in these situations where we talk about, she's saying that you're still lucky, the fact that you got to see Paul die, the fact that you get to see Zenith become sick, as shitty of things as those are, I'm completely removed. I don't get to see that at all with my dad. I don't get to see that at all with my mom, right? Like, these people I'm nowhere attached to at all, and they can't even see the same thing for me. I lost any and everything, and I don't have the same sort of luxury of starting over my life the same way that you do and moving on and leaving that past almost behind. She can to an extent, but at the same time, she's holding on to it. And I think it makes for a fun journey. The isekai protagonist not just learning to live or being okay with the world that they're in, but instead making the entirety of their quest to actually find a way to go back, which I think is nice. And like I said, it's reflection on things that you've gone through in the past, and now finding those things that you cherish, the stuff that we spent the first half of the season really building up, that you'd give any and everything for, knowing, shit, if I can handle that, if I can be in charge of somebody else being the one who actually gets to experience those sort of things that I feel as though I've been blessed with, why would I not, right? Very well, I could not bear just to watch her. So we want to contact Orsted. Not going to be able to happen. Doubt he would know something that happened along that time, so it immediately triggers a response of, I need to go see this person, because Kishiriko might be able to help us out. So we devise the plan. Everybody else is on board with it. It's fun seeing, like I said earlier, all the characters who willingly want to join in and be there alongside for us. And I think it is good that Sylphie ended up ultimately getting left behind. I did question why we didn't try and bring Roxy. I think that's just because I thought that we were going to use the little teleportation things that they had before, not that they were physically going to make him go all the way back up to the fortress to then be able to go underground, to then find a circle, to then be able to go over there. So now it makes sense. Like, they willingly wouldn't let Roxy come here to begin with. So why would they help out and do that in this situation? I thought it was going to be like we were just going to be sent down to our home with one of the guys, and then they were going to be able to teleport us out to wherever it is that we need to be. We make a return to a place that we remember from the past, which I remember when we're in this situation, when they show it like this, I didn't remember a sort of anything, basically. Good to see us have the demon god language a bit. I still don't know if they just have the wrong image of what she looked like, or if she's in like a aged down or like a toned down sort of form nowadays for whatever sort of reason, which helps her kind of keep disguised. I have no clue. And we run into Mr. Horse, who we've had before, who parties with Roxy, and he can't seem to remember what's going on. So we're going to use that to our advantage and have him help us out. I don't know how great that's going to go. He seems to have been giving us good information so far. I wonder if he finds things out a little later that'll go bad or not, though, but we will see. So the Demon King is looking for the Great Emperor of the Demon World, which we think is Barigari, but it's actually not. Apparently, it's his sister Tofe, which it'll be interesting to see her, I guess, if we run into her. I thought that was gonna like be the sign for Ryujin and everybody in Barigari to be with us and actually run back into them, but it doesn't seem to be the case. So she's kind of scary though. Best to steer clear a little bit of that. A nice conversation with Zanobo where he just basically naturally tries to connect to what's going on, making that sort of connection finally through the figures and everything, and knowing she wants to return home. And even in that disconnect of him not fully getting it, knowing that through her anger and frustration that they've seen and the effort that she's been putting in, there is a reason, there is a thing that she wants to be able to return for. Until the fly-filled lolly shows her way back up, making a big old grand entrance, reminiscent strongly of her initial. We shall see where that takes us. So we transition once again into more to come now on the demon continent. We're just island hopping at this point. So we'll see where that takes us, what she has in store for us, if we actually get to meet the Demon King or not. And then we'll go from there. I'll be back next week for more. Check out the Patreon early access and time reactions, plus general support for me. If you like it all, like and subscribe. Now, feel free to check this stuff in the channel, comments, or series. Next week, we'll be back for episode 10. I've been Grizz. This has been Mushoku Tensei season 3, episode 9. Hopefully, I see you guys there. You guys have a good one. Peace.